ain't gonna hold y'all. Charles Lester is a professional finesser. He finessed Coach Prime, Colorado, and even me. Wow. That is the only word I know to say to describe the situation, because a teenager, played not only Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, whatever you like to call him, he played the entire Colorado coaching staff and the entire Colorado fan base and media. Whoa. Hold on. If that wasn't enough for you, he also played me, myself, and I. He played me and he fooled me. Sometimes in this life, you just gotta admit it when you got, and Charles Lester, he got me. He did. Now, if you have no idea what's going on, you gotta be living under a rock. I'm not giving you the backstory because that's not fair to the people that have been keeping up with this situation. We've already made a couple of videos talking about it. Charles Lester, 5-star recruit. To make an extremely long story short, narrowed his options down to Georgia, Alabama, the Cinnamon Rolls, Florida State, if you don't know who the Cinnamon Rolls are, and Colorado. But really, to narrow this down, and everybody knew this if you were following the situation as closely as we were on the channel, this was a 2-team race. Colorado, Deion Sanders, and guess who? The Cinnamon Rolls. And yesterday, he had this huge commitment day. It was a big time deal. At one point in time, there was like 4,000 people watching in the live stream. And I hate to say this because I don't want to sound like an Eeyore off of Winnie the Pooh. I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer, but it was the worst commitment I've ever seen. Not only was it dragged down and overhyped, but it was corny. And to go on top of all of that, what made it the worst commitment I've ever seen is it looked like they recorded it with a potato. If you know, you know. The live stream, it was unbearable to watch. We've already talked all about that. If you want some more information, go watch the last night's video. And speaking of last night's video, what did I say in it? I had this weird feeling that, Charles Lester, he never actually was interested in Colorado, and he never even considered them. I stated, and it's documented, I said it before this information came out that we're about to get into, that Charles Lester just threw Colorado in there just to get some more media hype, just to get some more clout and attention. Because let's be honest, you throw Colorado and Deion Sanders in on anything, it's going to get more views and you're going to get more media coverage. Because I'll tell you firsthand, as a diehard college football fan who loves keeping up with this stuff, if he didn't have Colorado in the mix of this in the first place, I wouldn't even kept up with it. But the fact he did, and I think a lot of people, you're in the same boat as me, it made it 10 times more intriguing. And I don't think Charles Lester is dumb. He knew exactly what he was doing. And the reason I'm bringing all that up is because right after I posted that video, somebody on Twitter, I believe it was On3, I'll show you the video clip, they released a video that showed where Charles Lester, he was a silent commit to Florida State for weeks. So yeah, I guess I was right when I said I had a weird feeling about this, that he wasn't even considering Colorado. I'm going to show you the video. We're going to talk all about that. We're going to check out some of the comments, see what you guys are saying. And also at the end of this video, we may talk about a situation that's involving not Tua, but Taulia Tagovailoa, who's playing for Maryland. Some rumors came out and stated that an SEC school tried to recruit Taulia and offered him over $1.5 million. Yeah, pretty crazy. If we have some time, we'll get to that, but we ain't doing no intro. Let's just get into what's going on with Charles Lester. Here's what some people had to say in the comment section of last night's video, and just like I said, he used Colorado for clout. Without Colorado, we wouldn't have paid him any attention. That's what I said a couple minutes ago. Melissa supporter stated, this kid is still in high school. Who knows where his mind is going to be by the time he finishes? A guy on John the Liquidator channel said he hangs with his brother and has a problem with his temper. That's interesting. Haven't heard anything about that. I wish this young man nothing but the best, but I swear I think this worked out well for Coach Prime. Everything that glitters ain't gold. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that, and it got a bunch of likes, so I assume maybe it's true. I don't know. Let me know. Paul said, I agree, and after that crap show of a commitment event, I think Colorado dodged a huge bullet. This kid's ego is going to destroy him. Yeah, going back to that, I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought that commitment was just the whole ordeal. It was trash. Hold on, check this out. Dylan said Charles Lester was a silent commit since the official visit to FSU, which we're about to get into. But he also added he did admit the Colorado visit was to build hype. I didn't see anywhere where he admitted that. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but continuing along here, it is what it is. Deion is not the only one that can be flashy. Haha, go knows. Those are all the comments we're going to read. I would love to read off some more, but we got to get a move on, and I got to show you this video. But also another comment I've seen a lot, and I can't find them, but I've seen it everywhere on Twitter. I've seen it in my comment section, and some people saying, oh, well, who cares even if he played Colorado and had no interest? That's what recruiting's all about. I see so many people saying, oh, well, recruiting for all these 4- and 5-star recruits. Yeah, if I was in that position, I'd take all the free visits, eat all the food, stay in all the hotels, spend all their money, blah, 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 blah. You get the point. People are pretty much saying, hey, it's a part of the game. The schools, they make millions of dollars off of these players, so what does it matter if a player has no interest and he goes to a campus for 3 or 4 days and just has fun? And I would agree to a certain extent. I'm not saying there's a problem with it. I said it yesterday. Don't hate the player, hate the game. This is how the game works, but my just morals and integrity, it kicks in. I don't care what anybody says. Having morals and a lot of integrity, it's worth everything. And maybe if it's not worth anything to you, that's cool. But to me, it's very important, not only for myself, but people I surround myself with. And I'm going to be honest, I think it's highly disrespectful to waste a coach's and a coaching staff's time. And let me make this clear. I don't know if Charles Lester did that. I really don't. Maybe he was 95% sure he wanted to commit to Florida State, and there was still some part of him that wanted to play for Coach Prime. Maybe that's why he went on so many visits. But to me, it just seems very childish and clout hungry to go on a not only one visit he went on a month ago, but then he went on a surprise visit only like 3, 4, 5 days ago. And why I label it as childish, and that's just what it is because I'll show you this video. There's a video clip that came out 3 weeks ago where he told Florida State and Mike Norvell that he's going to Florida State. So you tell him you're going to Florida State, and then 3 days before your commitment, you're taking a random visit to Colorado? And I can't emphasize this enough. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's a part of the game. But I'll use myself, White Randy. When I was in high school and I was talking to the couple of schools I was talking to here and there, when I knew I wasn't interested in a school anymore, I completely just cut off connections. I told them, hey, not interested, that's that. I just didn't have it in me to waste somebody else's time knowing dang well I'm not going there. It's very odd to me, and I'll leave it at that. My theory on the situation is Charles Lester, he just involved Colorado to hype this up. Is there anything wrong with that? I'll let you guys decide in the comment section, but here's what I do know. It worked. With all that being said, let me show you this video clip. So yesterday, Josh Newberg, who I believe, let me pull it up. Yeah, he works for On313, however you say it. He posted this tweet where it says, "This is it. The moment 5-star Charles Lester told Mike Norvell he was a no." And it has been confirmed that this video was weeks ago. I'll let you take a look at it for yourself. Matt, roll a clip.
Oh man! You just saved my ear, buddy. Man, you just saved my ear.
So there you see it. Mr. Charles Lester was a silent commit to Florida State since June. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Charles Lester is a professional finesser. He finessed Coach Prime, Colorado, and even me. He finessed us. He really did. Now, I also want to bring this up. I meant to talk about this earlier, but forgot about it and it just came back into my mind. Am I the only one who thinks these kids, these 4- and 5-star recruits, they do too much when it comes to these commitments nowadays? They haven't proven anything at the collegiate or NFL level. Yeah, they're good in high school, but who cares? In high school, you're playing Grubhub drivers, and yet they're acting like they're somebody. From this video alone right here, I mean, you would have thought Charles Lester was the Super Bowl MVP or something. I mean, seriously, and I don't even want to sound like a hater. I hope it doesn't come off like hater energy, but this is just a commitment. Just seems like, at me at least, it was a little bit too much. I'll put it this way, it was overhyped, extremely overhyped. Like, for example, Travis Hunter, as big as a recruit he was, even his commitment or signing day to, where was it? Oh yeah, Jackson State, he was humble as ever. It was a big deal, but he didn't make it seem like a big deal, if that makes sense. He just unzipped his jacket. This, on the other hand, I mean, what was going on, man? It was like a rap show for the first 15, 20 minutes. And don't get me wrong, I like seeing commitment days where they're hyped up and signing days where we don't know where a player's going to go. Even seeing him throw a hat or rip off a shirt, that's cool. But this, I mean, the dude had Cartier buffs on, he had a crown on his head, had like a whole unveiling that had to pull the curtains on top of that. He had a, what's it called? It's like a tomahawk, and there was a flame lit on top. Like, what are we doing? I'm wishing him the best of luck, though. It's going to be interesting to see how his college career plays out. I'm extremely curious. Let me know your thoughts down below. But, right